Myro, got the markets reacting here very, very well. Myro up, we'll be up here 16.09%. Nice bounce. That's what we're looking for. Hoping a bottom is in down here and head back to the upside. We have Bitcoin dominance rolling over slightly. Nothing major. Let me show you here. Got Bitcoin trying to snipe entry here for an ABC on this thing. But anyway, we got Bitcoin up, I think 4,500 bucks, 43.75. Getting a pullback here now. Thing's probably going to retest down here and then take off again. I would imagine. You got a breakout here of resistance right up here. Let me show you this. Let me get this on here correctly. Right down through here. Okay, you can see we broke up through these areas. I have a couple of areas of interest here that, especially by this 50-day moving average down here, it looked like could be really decent entry points for a long 104.5, right around there. Keep an eye on that. Right, you come in on a 15-minute. Alright, take a look at this thing. That's if you're longing. I'm not giving you financial advice at all. I'm just telling you what I see here. Okay. I see a stop on a 618 right there, which is typical of a wave B. And if we bring this down on top of that, it puts you down 104, 5, 530, 550, right in that range. Will it get down there? I don't know. Sometimes these things turn around and head right back up. But as of right now, it is kind of starting to make its way down there. Right, the 15-minute, trying to turn back up. Okay, so it could make another run here before a correction. The 10-minute still coming down. You do have a green candle here. Right, so you have to keep an eye on that stuff. But the bigger time frames for Bitcoin, the daily heading up, looks great. I think this thing's heading up towards. Show you here, guys, because you're up through a 618. Well, right about close to a 618 here. If you come off this high over here, right, you're at a 618 now. Okay, and this one big candle. On the daily, you got the daily heading up, probably heading up towards 118, right up in that range. So keep an eye on this thing. It is looking very good, and at the same time, you have dominance. Look at this, look at the daily candle on it, pulling back. All right, so you have a big green daily candle for price, and on dominance, you have a big fat red candle. And look at that RSI right at the very top, rolling over. So is this when it starts? Well, we're gonna have to keep an eye on this area here, see if it retests and bounces or not. Okay, that's going to be a key thing here. Usually, you might be getting something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna have to see if it falls through here or if it holds up right down around 65, right down around there. It might bounce. It might. All right, but that daily's right at the top. The weekly, looking weak, is 64 and a 59. Bearish divergence. The monthly, right at the very top. All right, so Bitcoin dominance looking weak, and Bitcoin looking pretty good. Right now, if we come back over here and take a look at Myro, and you got the crypto bubbles taking off, and then you have this too. Trump says Israel and Iran have come to a ceasefire, a total ceasefire. Right, within 24 hours, everything should be done over there. I apologize for this thing ain't loading up right, but the missiles, there we go. The missiles that they did fire at the U.S. base, they fired like 14 missiles at Qatar. None of them did any damage. Ahead of time, Iran let the United States know that they were firing these missiles. Yeah, right here. Trump says Iran alerted the U.S. before targeting the military base, thanking its leaders for the early notice. He also said he hopes that that's the only response to the American strikes. So that was pretty cool, right? No casualties. Only one missile got through. The rest of them were all shot down. Trump said 14 missiles were fired, 13 were knocked down, and one was set free. Right, that's in Qatar. But they agreed to a complete total ceasefire to be phased in over 24 hours. That is huge, right? And the markets are just absolutely exploding. Now over here on Myro, we're going to take a look at some stuff here. 0.0173, and if you're taking a couple trend lines here, right? We'll take this first one. If you line it up, this on a 12-hour chart. And if you come down through here like so, you can see it's starting to break that resistance right here. Okay, that one will come down through right about there. Okay, you see you got 3 touches. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And now the bigger one over here is out a little bit further. Okay, if you go right from this top, pull it out, you can see that one's out just a little bit further than that one is. See something, I want this right on there, very close. There we go, something like that. Now, do we have a falling wedge in here? Let me check something out. Let's go from over here, pull this in. Oh boy, look at that. Look at that. Oh, is that beautiful? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. That's gorgeous. That's a falling wedge. No, definitely. You got 1, 2. You'll have 3 touches once this comes up and hits it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly 7 on the bottom. And like I said, once this price action comes up and hits it, you'll have 3 overhead resistance. Yeah, you can get a decent move out of Myro here. If we take the width of the wedge, put it on a potential breakout area, we're going to put this up at around 4 cents. Right, where's that line up with an RSI? Or with a Fibonacci. Let's put this on here. That would officially pretty much give you a breakout. That's coming off of here. Now let's take a little bit conservative measure here and see what we got. We'll go from there to there, pull it out. Regardless, it puts you up in this 618702 area. Okay, and that could be just this first move right up towards price direction of right up in 3.2 to 3.4, a little over 3 cents, 33.033, which is an increase of from where we're at now, 82%. Pretty big move, right? Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have a crisscross down here. You have a break of this bottom resistance here. You have a break of this overhead resistance here, which had a mini wedge inside here then too, right? This wedge right inside. You can see it, right? Got the overhead, the under. Then you're going to have a bigger wedge on the outside here. Myro looks good. 12-hour RSI heading up. Looks great. Your daily. See where it's at. Oh man, absolutely perfect. Your weekly. Turning back up. Starting to turn up. And we've had this massive falling wedge on this thing. we get that first breakout, which we got, looks like a possible retest. Right, and that was back to a 786. You know, you could have a bottom here for sure. Wherever that's let's look at the monthly. Yeah, pretty darn good support area. Right through. All right through. Whoops. Let's put that back where it belongs. There we go. You know, this massive support all down through here on weekly, you know, and then we ended up right there, which looks like a bottom. I mean, all through here. Yep, this is all weekly support area, right? Right all through here. You got all kinds of support, and then on a monthly, that same area, you know, all your closes. You know, I would say this thing gets above 0.017. What was the close on this candle? 0.01747. Close was at 0. That's a green candle. That close was higher. This close here, 0.0174. 0.017 or 1755. 0.01738. Alright, so 0.01755. Where are we at? 0.01738. What's the high? 0.01756. Alright, so that is a very good area you want to get through, right? 0.0175. So 2. Let's just go into our settings. 0.01755, I believe it was. Seven. Let's see where we're at. 5. I set that, lock it. This one closed at 0.01755. That's what we want. Alright, so we get above that, and that could definitely free up some price action. Let's go back in here on a 12 and look. Alright, yeah, look at that. That's right where it's smashed off of. Right here is where we put that. Okay, look at this at 0.01755 right over here to your right. That's the one we just put on there. That is exactly where it went to, and that is exactly where we're heading right now. Okay, so a jump above that would be very good news. That's on a 12-hour, on a 4-hour. Yeah, you can see it looks like a 1-2, possible 3 wave. But what you want to see here is to get above that 0.01755. Get above that, retest it then as support, and then go, right? And then head towards the bigger, whoops, sorry about that. Then head towards the bigger area out here, okay, to try to tackle it. But the RSIs look good, guys. The market looks pretty strong, right? Let's take a real quick look at the total 3. And if you want to join up and trade with us, sign up for a level 3 membership. It's only $15, man. You get 10 hours of videos to watch, teach how to start charting and stuff. And you also get a link to the Discord, right? We have 170 some members over there, and we would love to have you. Okay, so get in on this. That Bitcoin dominance starts crashing. You know, the party's gonna officially start. Alright, so yeah, $15. You know, come check it out, please. That definitely helps the channel out a lot. And I would thank you very much for that. Alright, you do got 5 waves down here. You can count them right up here. Looks like a possible correction might be over here with this thing. This 3 comes down to there, 4, 5. Alright, 5th wave, let's take a measurement. Oh boy, look at that. Man, oh man, that's what I love about this Fibonacci. Man, it can be deadly accurate sometimes. I mean, that came so close. If you were looking for a long position off this fifth wave, and we're going for 749, if this was just one token, man, oh man, but you got a good entry off this Fibonacci. The thing looks great. The daily's turned up. The weekly is about to turn up. All right, so it didn't come back down. Didn't come back down this trend line. It's retesting the underside of this wedge now, so you're going to want to see a break of that this here. What is that? About 823 weekly. You can see the resistance here. Your monthly turning back up. You know, the total 3. All right, so this is where we want to see a takeoff here. Get through that 618 702. You know, I've talked about this before. Right over here. This is the only thing that worries me at all. 1, 2, 3. If this is what happened here, 5, or is this what's happening? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the one I'm looking for here. What'll tell it is if we get through the 618 702, right? And we have an alt season coming yet, so you would definitely expect that to be the case. You know, that this is it's a wave 5, you know, possibly heading up to $1.5 trillion. These RSIs all look good. Myro looks great. The whole market does. These crypto bubbles, they're just popping like crazy. Bitcoin up to 105, 228. I don't know if it's going to do that pullback now or if it's going to wait. Let's take a look here. Let's get back over to this chart real quick. Keeping an eye on this because I'm looking for a possible pullback to support. Hopefully this ABC works out. Let's take a look. 103.971. Okay, we're getting a drop. That's what we wanted. That's what we want for an ABC. Give this 1 second here. That's Bitcoin dominance. Total 3. And if you're looking for a good site to leverage trade, guys, check out I got a few in the description of the video. I use Bit2Nex a lot. It's one of my favorite ones. They got really quick, fast charts over there. I like their charts a lot. All right, on the 15-minute. Now, yeah, see, it's trying to make a push up here. 105.5. Trying to make a push up. Hit that 702 again and got rejected. Alright, so keep an eye on this thing. You know, if it does pull back, you know, watch for a bounce. Like I said, possibly around 104.5, went to 104, 105.5 to 105.50, right in that area. Okay. I'll be watching for Bitcoin to turn back up. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so very much for watching my video. Please hit that like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.